the Congresswoman's support of the Boycott Israel movement. We're not willing to accept people who work to delegitimize the Jewish state, said Benjamin Netanyahu. Tlaib then wrote the Israeli government, asking for a personal visit to see her 90-year-old grandmother in the West Bank. She wrote she would respect any restrictions and not promote boycotts while there. Israel said yes, but Tlaib, who accuses the country of human rights abuses in its treatment of Palestinians, changed her mind, with the support of relatives she now won't see. We are against the conditional visit, said Tlaib's uncle. Meanwhile, President Trump accused Tlaib of grandstanding and a setup. Last month, the Democrat-led House voted overwhelmingly to condemn the boycott movement, a resolution the rookie Congresswoman denounced. There's unity, though, in condemnation of Israel banning an official visit from 2 U.S. lawmakers, even from the country's staunch supporters.
It's contrary to the values of the State of Israel, the values of the United States of America, which have been the underlying foundation of our relationship.
There are questions, too, about politics. Did President Trump pressure a foreign country to punish lawmakers because they're critical of him at home? Ellen Morrow, CBC News, Washington.
So a little clarity on exactly why Israel barred the Congresswoman from making an official visit. Essentially, it's because of their support for a Palestinian-led boycott movement known as BDS, Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions. Its goal to put economic and political pressure on Israel. Critics say it's an anti-Semitic attempt to delegitimize the country. Ilhan Omar and Tlaib were just 2 of 17 Congress members who voted against a resolution condemning the movement. And by Israeli law, BDS supporters can be denied entry into the country. There's lots more still ahead on tonight's National. Something weird is happening off the coast of Nova Scotia. Why the appearance of these fish could spell trouble. Plus, why aren't more women on country music radio?
I was surprised at how bad it is. So looking at the year-end charts between 2000 and 2018, there is a 66% decline in the number of women, which is strikingly terrible.
With a little play, less pay. How it's costing female artists in lost opportunities. But for... In case you missed it, U.S. President Donald Trump seems interested once again in some real estate. According to a new Wall Street Journal report, he's got eyes for the world's biggest island, Greenland. Trump has reportedly asked his advisors several times about buying the self-governing Danish territory outright, the appeal, natural resources, and its strategically valuable location. The response was immediate and unfavorable. The former Danish PM wonders if it's just a mid-August April Fool's Day prank. Greenland officials were more direct. We're open for business, not for sale. The former American ambassador to Denmark even called the idea a complete and total catastrophe. Now, to be fair, one of the advisors cited in the report says Trump was only joking, but even if he's not, it wouldn't be unprecedented. After all, the U.S. purchased Louisiana from the French in 1803 and Alaska from the Russians in 1867. And it does have a long-standing military presence in Greenland. The Thule Air Force Base still in operation since it was built during the Second World War to defend the island from the Nazis. Perhaps we'll find out if Trump was serious at all when he visits Denmark next month. Let's return to our top story now. Jody Wilson-Raybould telling CBC News she was interviewed by the RCMP. That caps off a week of dramatic revelations in the SNC-Lavalin affair. In a minute, how the Liberals are trying to turn the page with a new billion-dollar announcement weeks before the election. But first, how a scandal rooted in the heart of Canada's justice system is raising serious questions about those at the very top of it. Wednesday's ethics report put the spotlight on the work done by retired Supreme Court justices, and one defended his role to Olivia Stefanovich today.
If I could see the harm, I'd be very anxious to correct the harm. My problem is I don't see harm.
Perplexed by questions about his involvement with the SNC-Lavalin affair, former Supreme Court Justice John Major raises his own.
The judge is retired, he's now a lawyer. He's asked for a legal opinion, and he gives a legal opinion. I mean, what causes the anxiety?
Major was named along with former Supreme Court Justice Frank Iacobucci in this week's bombshell ethics report. They were sought by SNC-Lavalin to provide legal advice to avoid criminal prosecution. Former Chief Justice Beverly McLaughlin was approached by both SNC and the Prime Minister's office. Jody Wilson-Raybould sought out a retired justice of her own. Thomas Cromwell advised her on the limits of solicitor-client privilege. While none of this is illegal, this expert says the problem is perception.
The important line between independent judges and the world of politics seems to be blurred a little bit. While they are no longer on the court, I think a lot of people would see them as still being representative of the court.
He says justices working after leaving the bench is a relatively recent phenomenon.
I think many of them are not wanting to simply sit around in the rocking chair kind of approach to retirement.
The Canadian Judicial Council is examining what, if any, employment judges should engage in after they retire. Major agrees that retired Supreme Court justices shouldn't appear in court, but says a ban on practicing law would go too far.
Say to a retired judge, you should be a mute, seems to me to be a little extreme.
That's the bigger consideration the Judicial Council will have to weigh as it prepares to issue new ethical guidelines for judges next year. Olivia Stefanovich, CBC News, Ottawa.
It appears the Liberals tried to change the channel from the SNC-Lavalin affair today with a $1.75 billion aid package. As Ashley Burke tells us, the money is for a specific industry, announced in a specific province for a specific reason.
It's emptier these days at Peter Reuter's dairy farm. He recently sold 5 cows and blames, in part, Canada's recent trade deals with the EU and the Pacific Rim countries.
I'm losing about $20,000 a year on the trade, on the imports that were coming into Canada. And so, you know, that hurts.
But today the government followed through with a promise to help Reuter and other dairy farmers.
I'm pleased to announce that the federal government will make available $1.75 billion over 8 years to Canada's nearly 11,000 dairy producers.
The location for the announcement was strategic, a Quebec farm, the heart of Canada's dairy industry, and a key battleground in the upcoming election. Agriculture Minister Mary-Claude Bibeau heralded the Liberals as the protectors of supply management and said concessions would have been worse under the Conservatives.
The Andrew Scheer Conservatives were asking us day after day in the House of Commons to sign the new NAFTA, while dismantling the supply management system was still on the negotiation table.
Today's announcement echoed a promise made by the previous government, though, which the Conservatives were quick to point out.
Essentially, it took 4 years for the Liberals to come forward with the exact same plan that Stephen Harper came forward with just before the last election.
Farmers like Reuter are happy the government's stepping in, but aren't blind to the politics at play.
And I think they're trolling for votes. That's what it turns down to.
Reuter's just glad he'll get a check to help cover his losses. The average farm expected to receive about $20,000 a year.
We are the industry that gave up the most to get this deal signed. And it's just a sign that they're trying to compensate us fairly.
But what he really wants is to produce more milk, not take government handouts. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
Still ahead on tonight's National, gender and country music, how female artists are ready to turn up the dial.
I think it is ridiculous that country programmers say women don't want to hear women. Come to my shows and watch every girl sing every word.
From Tammy to Dolly, Reba,
man, I feel like a woman,
to Shania. The history of country music is full of female superstars. They've been some of the genre's most awarded acts. And today, artists like Carrie Underwood and Miranda Lambert continue to sell out stadiums.
got a real good feeling, something bad about to happen.
But on country radio, some female artists say their voices have been muted in favor of their male counterparts. And a Canadian academic says she's got the stats to prove they're right. Deanna Sumanak-Johnson on the fight for representation.
More than just a country music fan, Professor Jada Watson is now a champion of many women in country. In her recent study, Watson dug into the country charts, looking at how much airplay female artists get on American country radio stations.
I was surprised at how bad it is. So looking at the year-end charts between 2000 and 2018, there was a 66% decline in the number of women from 33.3% to 11.3%, which is strikingly terrible.
And that puts female singers at a huge disadvantage.
So if you're not going to get radio airplay, you're not going to be signed to labels, you won't get publishing deals, songwriters won't be asked to write for women, women won't get spots on festival tours.
While the numbers speak for themselves, just why this is happening is a little more complex. Some radio programmers say there's just fewer female artists out there than male artists, especially signed to major labels.
And I attribute that to content.
This veteran radio consultant says there's another reason women aren't getting airplay.
I don't believe there's a hidden agenda in the country music industry to keep females down.
He says what's played on country radio has simply been a reflection of audience tastes.
We have a cyclical nature to the format. Every 10 or 12 years, it kind of changes. And the most recent was the derisively called bro country movement. Girls in short shorts and pickup trucks and beer cans and moonlight and those things. It's tough for a female artist to sing about those things.
But Carly Pierce says she doesn't need to sing about that. The crowds at her shows prove that country listeners, who include slightly more women than men, have diverse tastes.
I think it is ridiculous that country programmers will not play back-to-back women, that they say women don't want to hear women. Come to my shows and watch every girl sing every word.
Many female stars are teaming up to help change that system. Some are choosing other female artists to tour with.
I'm on a tour this year with, it's Miranda Lambert's tour, and it's me, Tenille Townes, Kaylee Hammock, Elle King, Maren Morris, the Pistol Annies. There's room for all of us on a tour, then there's room for all of us on a radio.
Others are achieving great success on streaming platforms where their fans can hear them as many times as they want, ushering in a new generation of country sisterhood whose anthem just might be "Stand By Your Woman." Deanna Sumanak-Johnson, CBC News, Oro-Medonte, Ontario.
Just ahead, how a northern Canadian town is slowly eroding because of climate change.
I've got no time to waste.
What do you fear?
Well, I fear that my house can fall into the ocean.
Susan Ormiston explores the effects of a thawing permafrost. Changing land and changing oceans. As the Earth warms, some of the aspects of Canadian life that were once so certain aren't anymore. We have two examples of that tonight. One, the shifting ground of the Canadian North, affecting everything from foundations to roads. The other, new, colorful creatures now swimming off the coast of Nova Scotia. Shayna Luck starts us off there.
After 23 years of diving, this is not what Lloyd Bond expected to find off the coast of Nova Scotia.
They were just all right off this wharf. Like, there's butterfly fish for the last couple of years. They're directly under this wharf.
Vibrant butterfly fish, tropical seahorses, species he's seen in Mexico but never thought he'd see at home. He suits up a couple times a week, always taking along his underwater cameras.
I remember my first butterfly fish that I seen. I've only seen one the whole year, and then the following year I seen about 10 of them, and then last year I seen about 20 of them. And not only one location, I seen them in multiple locations.
Bond moves slowly, creeping up on the fish, which are often no bigger than a loonie. He believes he's seeing tropical fish because the cold North Atlantic waters are changing. Federal scientists agree. They say pulses of warm subtropical waters are pushing cold Arctic waters back and carrying small stowaways north.
They're just being transported with the water, and it's not like they're coming up here because it's warm water. They're coming with the warm water.
So far this year, DFO measurements show water temperatures aren't abnormally high, but that comes on the heels of several years of rising water temperatures, including last year, which broke temperature records from Nova Scotia to Newfoundland. The waters outside Halifax are more rugged coastline than tropical paradise. For now, it's unlikely the tropical fish stand a chance at competing with the hardier local species.
You're really happy to see them, but it's kind of bittersweet because you know they're going to die off like the first cold snap. As soon as the water gets cold, usually a couple days later, everything's gone.
An unnatural and temporary beauty. Shayna Luck, CBC News, Prospect, Nova Scotia.
To the north now, nearly half of Canada sits on permafrost, a once solid foundation to life in the Canadian Arctic. But now it's melting and the ground is shifting. So tonight we revisit Susan Ormson's trip there, where people are rethinking about how to build infrastructure in the future.
Hidden inside an historic church above the Arctic Circle is a story of our warming climate.
Be careful, watch your step. Low ceiling as well, and dark.
Parishioner Joe Lavoie offered to show us what you normally can't see.
I've been here for over 30 years and never seen a problem until these last 5 years. Of course, you can see all the poles that have fallen down. And if you look to that side, you see the gap underneath the blocking and the post.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We've blocked and reblocked several times. One time it was a funeral service going on. There was approximately 200 people attending, and the floor was shaking pretty bad. And so after the service, I asked the father if we should maybe come take a look. And about 50% of these posts were down.
Holy cow.
Right.
The Igloo Church, as it's called, was built on top of thick layers of earth and solid ice. But that concealed permafrost is now thawing, threatening the church's foundation. Joe, standing here, you can even see it's kind of sloping.
Right. Yes, I'd say probably it's down a downward slope of 3 to 4 inches minimum, maybe even more.
Wow.
Yeah. And I could roll a marble here.
You sure don't want it to collapse.
Absolutely not. Yeah, that for sure, that would be a real tragedy.
The Inuvialuit have been living on ice for centuries, but the town Inuvik was only incorporated in 1961. Tradition is baked into their culture, just like the certainty of 24-hour sunlight in summer and a dark, frozen landscape in winter. But ask anyone here, the Western Arctic is warming faster than anywhere else in Canada, mean temperatures rising a staggering 3.5 degrees over 50 years. Most of the Western Arctic is underpinned by icy permafrost, and as it degrades, it's causing all kinds of challenges.
A big river.
The climate is not just warmer here, it's wetter. We're motoring up a branch of the Mackenzie River, which in winter is an ice highway. Chris Byrne has been coming up here for 36 years. He's professor of geography at Carleton University and works with the Aurora Research Institute. Byrne wanted to show us the dramatic changes in the Caribou Hills at an old camp called Reindeer Station. Walking the plank, man.
Yep.
First, we have to navigate the landing.
There's about 90 meters of permafrost below us here.
And some of that is thawing.
The top of that is thawing.
Years ago, this was a Hudson's Bay trading post, solidly built like everything else on buried ice. But that scar in the hill was recently carved by a landslide. After heavy rain at the end of a summer, the warming earth simply gave way.
This is basically where the landslide finished.
And this wasn't the only one that night?
No. There's 87 other landslides from that night in about 17 kilometers of hillside. So it was a phenomenal event.
This is a remote retreat now. No one lives here permanently, but the changing geography is the same in populated areas.
We have to figure out what we're going to do in the future. And we have no basis to believe that this will not continue. It won't stop now. So then, when we make an investment in a building which is meant to last 50 years, if in 15 years it's no good, we've wasted a huge amount of resources.
Inuvik is adapting. An above-ground sewer system is being retrofitted. Flexible space frames prop up some housing, but it is patchwork. Back in the 60s, when Inuvik was built, permafrost seemed a more reliable, solid core.
We said we'd open roads into the north.
It was Prime Minister John Diefenbaker's dream.
Resources should be made available for the people of Canada.
A northern road linking southern Canada to the Arctic, a road to resources. The Dempster Highway finally opened in 1979, a construction marvel, over 700 kilometers of tundra. But every year, it costs more to upgrade the highway. Climate change over the last 15 years has pushed up costs by the millions.
It's kind of like the lifeblood of the Western Arctic.
Steve Coquelle is with the Northwest Territories Geological Survey. He's been up and down the Dempster for a decade.
Yeah, the Dempster Highway is built pretty much entirely over permafrost terrain. So the frozen ground beneath the road embankment provides a foundation for the embankment, and the actual road itself has a frozen core.
But this plateau is warmer and wetter now, and the highway is showing fatigue.
So clearly, Steve, the Dempster is falling off here. There's a big hole in the side of the road.
Yeah, this is a location. We have a slope where water is collecting along the side of the road, and the combination of warming climate, the impact of the road, and the moisture is causing the underlying ice-rich permafrost to thaw. And as that ice-rich permafrost thaws, the ground consolidates or settles proportional to how much ice there is in the ground. And this is one of the consequences of that.
Now, you told me that across here, this happened on the other side of the road first.
Yes.
Steve explains that load after load of gravel has been dumped into this subsidence just to keep the highway open, but it keeps sliding off, leading to a key question.
Do we fix it, or do we start to adapt differently?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really interesting and important discussion. It really emphasizes or highlights the need to start to think innovatively about the solutions, because these types of phenomena are going to become more and more commonplace.
He's not finished our permafrost lesson. A few kilometers down the road, we clamber up to a high ridge.
This whole area here has developed over the last couple of years, which is very, very rapid.
The head wall here has been carved out, exposing a wide band of ice.
So the bottom 5 to 8 meters is all ice.
So that's what's thawing.
That is exactly what's thawing, yeah.
Constant thawing is creating a gully of mud, pushing toward the Dempster Highway, which in time could compromise the road.
We've had this debris tongue that's grown about 150 meters towards the road. That's developed in the last 2 years.
Canada's permafrost problem has become a hot research environment. A recent Senate report identified northern infrastructure as an urgent priority. The challenge is luring international scientists and students, like this university team, on a field trip to study the ice under the tundra. Traveling further north on a new highway, we head towards Tuktoyaktuk on the Beaufort Sea. I made it to Tuk as a traveler's badge of honor, but this hamlet has become a climate change crucible.
Going forward, we're just not building anywhere near the coast anymore. We're slowly moving our infrastructure inland.
Mervyn Gruben, the mayor of Tuk, grew up here.
But it's there. See all the ice, the land that's melting?
Out on the point, Gruben's ancestors are buried now perilously close to the sea.
My grandfather Edgar, my grandmother Mary, she died young.
The cemetery's vulnerable. With more erosion, it could fall into the ocean. But moving graves is a last resort.
I don't know. I don't know. Like where the whole circumpolar north is sitting on permafrost, so I don't know what you do. You can't insulate the whole north.
The dual threats of rising seas and thawing permafrost are undeniable to Sandy Adam, a homeowner in Tuk.
You could see the land eroding.
His house is exposed right near the rocky edge. In 50 years, he's watched that coast steadily erode.
How far out did the shoreline go?
Right to about the middle of the ocean. I mean, where the open water is. That's how far the land used to be. Here, it's really happening fast. We've got no time to waste.
What do you fear?
Well, I fear that my house can fall into the ocean.
His house is on an emergency list to be moved inland. 5 others already have.
I guess they gotta move me. Gotta move me where I don't want to go, but can't be helped.
Why don't you want to go?
I'm used to living at the point. And the cool air comes from the ocean when it's summertime, and you don't get as much bugs as inland, and it's better out here.
Coastal erosion could cost Tuktoyaktuk up to $50 million, a budget it doesn't have.
Hello, here we are. We made it to Tuk.
Environment Minister Catherine McKenna, on a recent trip to Tuk, was pressed to increase support for climate change costs.
Welcome to Tuk.
Thank you. Oh, hey, Mayor, how you doing?
So one of the things they say here is, look, we've studied this enough. We've lived it. We can't afford the infrastructure changes that are happening in the Arctic.
Well, I mean, we've already made investments and continue to make investments, but we are going to have to rethink how we build things and how do we build resilient infrastructure. We're going to need to work together and also really try to imagine what the future is going to be like so that, that communities are resilient to the impacts of climate change.
In this land of pingos and permafrost, change has already come. Susan Ormiston, CBC News, Tuktoyaktuk.
Just ahead, on the 50th anniversary, peace, love, and hugging it up at Woodstock. The story behind one of the most famous photographs in pop culture and the Canadian woman who says that's her in the picture. Our moment gets down and groovy. A young couple wrapped in each other's arms under a muddy blanket on Max Yasgur's farm precisely 5 decades ago this weekend. How could they have known this simple photo would go on to symbolize the defining music event of a generation? That picture, of course, was from Woodstock in 1969, and it has its own unique story. Tonight we hear from the woman who says that was her in that blanket 50 years ago. Her memory is our moment.
You could just look at me and say, well, you're nuts, Jessie, that it's not you. But I know it's me. I met a guy in Montreal, he checked down to Woodstock, had a good time, we had a nice time together, and then took off back to Vancouver. When that picture was taken, we had been caught in the rain and we weren't properly dressed, but it wasn't cold. My mother had helped me make the dress that I was wearing. It was made from an Indian bedspread. I wore it a lot. It was kind of the cool thing to wear in those days. A few of my friends knew, my family knew, but it was something I kept quiet because I was a school teacher. There was mud everywhere, and yeah, it was a mess. And I think when we left, it was a mess. Yeah, it was a disaster zone, but it was a really pleasant disaster zone. If John is still alive, I would love to hear from him.
All right, John, it's in your court now. You have to give Jessie a call. I remember reading that if everybody who said they were at Woodstock was actually at Woodstock, there would have been 5 million people on that farm. Instead, there were 500,000. She clearly was one of them. And by the way, guess how much it cost for this 4-day concert? Jimi Hendrix, you saw all these luminaries in music at the time. $20 for 4 days. And apparently, Jessie says, the guys that were collecting the tickets didn't even ask for the money. Anyway, that is The National for this Friday, August 16th. Good night.